Hello, Twitch chat and YouTube. Welcome to a vintage challenge. Let me just make sure we're in the vintage challenge. We are in the vintage challenge. 56 players, nice. Vintage challenge 9-4. We're doing something different today. We are expanding the range, as it were. Playing some Golos shops. So this is the best performing shops deck in vintage since the printing of Esper Saga and Modern Horizons 2. It's like a 52+% win rate deck. It's basically the go-to shops list right now. I don't play a lot of shops. I don't think I'm particularly good at it. It doesn't particularly interest me in the way I like to play Magic, but it's a powerful deck, and you should always like play some amount of games on all of the most powerful decks, just so you can understand what it's like to be from their side of the table and what they're afraid of, how they play out matches, what they're looking for when you play against. So like, I think that, especially if you're a deck specialist, like I say you only play Tinker decks, playing a couple matches from the other side of the table where you're the shops player versus Tinker or you're the dredge player versus Tinker can really help you improve in your specified field too. So this is pretty similar to the most of the Golos shops lists that are being played right now. The only difference is I'm playing a little fun Manifold Key Time Vault in my deck. All I had to take out for it was, I don't even remember what I took out. I took out a Ghost Quarter and something else. Couldn't tell you. I think it's like pretty interesting to play Time Vault Key with Esper Saga, and I don't really think the fourth Ghost Quarter is a huge deal. Then I switched up the sideboard to have access to a Serpent to tech for Karn, and I don't think you really want 3 Tabernacles. I'd rather play a Bog instead of 1, and then I diversified my 1-drop tutor targets. Oh, I put the Null Rod in the sideboard because I boarded in Time Vault Key. So if I board in my 4 Null Rods, I'll definitely board out Time Vault Key. That's what I did. Yeah, I didn't really like the Null Rod in the main deck that much anyways. So, yeah. So overall, it's a pretty straightforward Golos stacks list. It's a controlling prison deck that locks your opponent out and then kills them with Saga tokens, typically. I do think that Jarvis is correct, and you should be playing Force Crucible at all times. It's the best like part of your deck is just like Sphere and then getting them off of lands. So make sure you play 4 Crucibles in your Golos list. I think we're going to just hop right into round 1. And yeah, we'll see how good I can perform on this deck that's definitely outside of my typical range. But we've got BCS 8995 in our round 1 matchup. Let's do it. All right, let me just make sure that this is the right size. All right, so what do I have here? I have no workshop. I only have 2 mana to start. This hand is just a mulligan. You need to do better than this. I actually don't know what my opponent was on, but the last time they were caught playing vintage was Tinker. And this hand is definitely never going to beat Tinker. So let's just mulligan this. Yeah, so this one obviously is a 1-threat wonder, but if my statue resolves, looks pretty good. Did I say that since the printing of Mishra's Workshop? I meant the printing of Esper Saga. But whatever. We'll keep this hand, and we'll get rid of one of these. I think we'll actually get rid of one of these Caracases. My opponent will likely be on like 1 island because they're playing Sagas and stuff, so. Always lead with your Black Lotus so they don't know you have a workshop. Just like restraint. Don't give them full information. All right, and then this is a force check. If you don't have a force, this game gets weird. They don't have a force. All right, this game gets weird. So my opponent is fairly locked out of casting spells for a little while. However, they're not completely locked. We need to establish more lock pieces and or a threat. So what I can do here is play a Needle, and if they don't crack, then we just name Misty, and if they do crack, we can kill their land. Yep. So I'm just gonna go under the assumption that they are playing Tinker, and I'm going to just name a non-mana ability. Let's just name Sensei's Divining Top then. And then let's check if they have another island. They do not have another island, which is a very good sign for me. I personally, when I build my Tinker decks, I don't leave home without 2 islands, and I like to play 3 islands if possible. That's kind of an impossible card to cast, unfortunately. All right, my opponent has had enough. My opponent has had enough. You would have blind named another fetch land. So the problem is, it's very hard. I mean, I can name Polluted Delta based off my opponent's last published list, but for the most part, these Saga Tinker decks are running one of each fetch, not me. So it's a little rough to be naming a blind. It's not like they're playing like 4 Scalding Tarns, right? Then I think it's pretty easy to play Scalding Tarn. So on the draw against like a Tinker deck, I'm looking at Trap, Null Rod, Cage, I guess, maybe? Trap, Null Rod, Cage. And then what we'll take out will be Time Vault, Relic, Key, Mana Vault. What else? Tabernacle. I don't know what else you take out after that. I don't feel like you ever trim a Golos, but like I said, don't take anything that I do in regards to sideboarding here as gospel. I don't play a lot of Golos shops. I'm going to be kind of learning as we go. So I wonder if you like cut a Mystic Forge. That feels, I always see people do that, and I don't really like that. So I'm kind of off that. I have no idea how I can trim 2 more cards in this deck. I guess Needle's actually not very good. It does feel weird to have like no Saga targets, but I think in general Needle's not that good. And then 1 more. Chalice gets a lot worse on the draw, but it can still go on 1, which is like pretty strong. Actually, on 1 is actually very strong against these like random Saga Tinker decks. Maybe like I kind of like Ghost Quarter against 1 island. Can you just take out Mana Crypt? I have no idea. Maybe like a Crucible. I just said don't cut. Just don't play it under 4 Crucibles, and now I'm gonna look like I'm gonna cut a Crucible. I don't know what the answer is. I'm gonna cut a Crucible, but I'm not sure that's correct. Cutting Mana Crypt. Yeah, but I mean, we are playing 4 Null Rod, right? I think it's like not unreasonable to cut Mana Crypt here. The problem is a lot of your strongest game turn 1 plays have Mana Crypt in them, so. So my opponent's likely bringing in Prismatic Ending, Oracle's Recall, Lavinia, which is not easy to beat. No, we don't take Slasher's advice on how to sideboard in Golos. This is not Slasher's specialty. Too much thinking. If it doesn't have Helm Leyline, okay, it's an interesting hand. I'm willing to keep this. It definitely has a lot of weaknesses. That's very true. Started now. Yes, we started 9.5 minutes ago. But we're here and we're battling. Yeah, I think this hand is very keepable. I think it has, like I said, it has some weaknesses, but it does cover a decent amount of avenues here. All right, Moxen. Ancestral on 2. Unfortunate. Yeah, it resolves. Does mean we're probably going to trap something, though, which is nice. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm really willing to trap Pearl. I would rather they play like a Lavinia or a Time Walk or something here. All right, that was free. Pew, 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 pew. I'm the blue deck now. All right, never mind. You're the blue deck now. All right, so I assume they're going to get Tinker with this, and we can get a Cage, which is not terrible. I mean, if they go Lotus Tinker, then yeah, we die. Oh no, why did I say that? Lotus Yagwil? It's kind of not great. They just getting an Ancestral, right? It's not good. I guess they can Demonic for Lotus for Tinker now, but then like, what was the whole point of this? There really wasn't. Like, you have to go Ancestral, or there was no point in doing this play. I mean, they kind of need to hope to hit something. I guess I can F6 now. Probe. All right, well, they know what I have going on. I'm not sure how I feel about getting Lotus and going for Yagwil. It's fine, I guess. I kind of feel like if I were them, I might have just Demonic for Tinker and just gone Tinker on the next turn. I don't think I'm supposed to bring in Stone Coil for Sphinx, but I think I want to have access to Karn for Stone Coil as an out. Yeah, it's not great for me, that's for sure. Turning off Wasteland to protect a future Saga is pretty good. If I just draw a Null Rod, though, things get pretty good for me. I have my own Saga. So... I do want to play a Cage so that I can't get Tinkered, but I don't feel like my opponent has Tinker. They could have drawn into Tinker. I probably just want to play Workshop and Cage, Revoker, Soul Ring, just to allow me to have access to Saga plus Golos on the next turn. Yeah, they also have Hercules. There's like a lot of things that are going to go wrong for sure, for sure. My opponent also knows the entire contents of my hand besides Saga. I'm going to turn off Pearl so that they can't Prismatic Ending right away. If they have Mental Misstep, I get Mental Misstepped, which is obviously bad for me, but I can't do anything about it, so. And they know which cards I have, so they can choose which one's the Mental Misstep. It's probably correct to not Mental Misstep Soul Ring and to wait in case I had like Mox Pearl Cage or something like that. So the nice part about this is I do get to deploy my Saga next turn, and I get to play a Golos. But I'm just pretty far behind my opponent, who cast 2 Ancestrals on the first turn of the game. So my opponent can have Hold Breacher to block my Revoker, but I don't think that's worth playing around. All right, we got a Golos that resolves. What does that do for us? Wasteland is turned off. I can get a Ghost Quarter to make sure their Saga only gets 1 token, which doesn't kind of negates the whole Saga basically, because we should be able to beat 1 token. Could just get a Strip Mine. That's probably better. All right, I'm gonna get Strip Mine and Saga. Hey, I played turn 1 Bolus's statue. God, what? I don't know what it's called. I played turn 1 statue. That's like a Tinker. So my opponent is obviously incentivized not to use their mana to do anything except for Saga, but we do have Strip Mine for Saga, which makes things pretty good. This is a 4/4 though, so I can't actually attack into it, but my Saga will be bigger than theirs eventually. And if I find a Crucible, we have Strip Mine lock. It's pretty good. Turn 1 Tinker for statue. All right, okay. I am going to maybe draw step Strip Mine. Let's take a look. Oh, I did it. I put my stop on the wrong draw step. Never mind, chat. Never mind. Never mind. So I don't actually have things to tinker for besides mana sources, right? So the next question becomes... Or sorry, not things to tinker for. Things to saga for besides mana sources. Next question becomes, are we like playing another Golos here to get another tutor? Which is the probably yes. I just don't know what I'm tutoring for. It's likely that I'm tutoring for like an inventor's fair, maybe. So I'm gonna have a ton of mana. All right, so I don't have any attacks here. So I think the answer is just play Ancient Tomb, play Golos. And I'm going to tutor a fair. And that way my fair can get a Crucible. Maybe I don't need to play that one, but okay. All right, so now I will be able to get a construct. Any chance you're supposed to hit the new saga? I don't think so. No. They're still only getting 1 construct because I'm going to get a strip mine with my Crucible here. Hopefully. I might not have enough mana. I feel like I should probably have enough mana to do that. I took out Key, unfortunately. Pretty sure this is just going to get a Soul Ring. All right, I have my Soul Rings already in play. So I can either get a Mana Crypt or a Black Lotus. Let's just do some quick mana counting. So I need 4 mana. Okay, I need to get some kind of mana. Because as long as I have any kind of mana, then I can activate my Inventor's Fair. So I think it's better... I'm going to just get a Mana Crypt. Yeah, I'm going to get a Mana Crypt. And then I'm going to... Sack my Inventor's Fair. Get a Crucible. Play a Crucible. Now I have Sagas, Fairs, and Strip Mine. Okay, so they had a negation for my Crucible. And they're going to have 2 5/5s. But if they block, they lose both. So that negation was really bad for me for sure. It's a little unfortunate I don't have a key in my deck, because a key would be really strong here. They chose not to make another construct. Interesting. Or have they just still responding to this? They didn't even make a mana, or I can't tell if we're in this or not. They might have accidentally got into it without making a mana or a construct. Okay, no, they hadn't yet. Okay, so they have a bunch of constructs, and they get another thing here. They're going to be 7/7 constructs. They only have 1 blue mana currently, and they got a top. Interesting. They don't really have great blocks here. You're asking the wrong person. If nothing's perfects in chat, you can ask them though. They might be able to hook you up with a good answer. I don't know much about Scotch. Much. This looks pretty bad for my opponent, to be perfectly honest. It must mean they don't have anything valuable in hand, or else they would find some more mana sources. So my attack looks like swing all, chump. I guess if they have another artifact, it's not bad for my opponent at all. But they do need to have another artifact. Okay, they have another artifact. Okay. So now they're trading. And have an unblockable. Oh, now I have an artifact. Alright, so I'm just on attack all, right? That's gonna get 2 chumps, eat my Golos, they go to 3. That doesn't actually seem better. Well, the problem is I don't really want them to double block and kill a construct. So that is better. They can free up their Pearl by blocking here, but then they are taking a lethal Golos. So if they block Golos, they don't take a lethal, but they don't free up their Pearl. Oh, shit, though. We lose artifacts. You're right. Okay, yeah, this is maybe a bad attack then. Yeah, I could have only lost 1 if I hadn't attacked with everything. Fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was bad. That was a pretty bad play. Okay. Well, I didn't think of that. I don't know why I was thinking about the double blocks and things going through, but I wasn't thinking about my opponent's blocks. Okay, yeah, I should not have attacked all. I probably lose this game now, to be honest. I would have only lost 1 of my constructs, and we would have been in good shape. Yeah, that was a misplay. I do think there's like a lot of avenues where we do just lose this game anyway. Well, yeah, all right. So we were going to lose this game anyways, just because my opponent naturally found Vault Key, and we didn't find any null rods. But that attack was bad, though. That attack was bad. I feel very unlucky to lose this game, but I don't know if I could have done it better. There were definitely choices that I made during that game. So, all right, well, we get to be on the play. I don't really like the Stasis art. I'm gonna make you sad. It's like whatever. Not for me. Yeah, that's a hand. Keep. All right. How does the best way to sequence this? So the best way to sequence this is just workshop Pearl or Pearl workshop lodestone resolves, mana crypt sphere doesn't resolve, mana crypt sphere. I mean, if this lodestone resolves, I think the game is like pretty over. Okay. The lodestone did not resolve, which is unlucky for us, but we still have 6 mana to play Golos next turn, so. All right, not bad. Very, very powerful hand. Very powerful hand. The question will be, what am I getting with my Golos? Well, they can actually cast another force here if they had one. Okay, well, now I know what I'm getting with my Golos. Just gonna get a strip mine. All right, let's try to get this draw step correct this time. Paying costs, brainstorm, sure. I think they're gonna have to have a force for this Crucible. Oh wait, can we actually play? No, we don't have enough mana, right? We only have 6 mana, and this costs 7 mana. It's unfortunate because we could theoretically go Ruby. What if we revoke? It's unfortunate. We're 1 mana short of being able to revoke Ruby and then go to the next phase in Crucible. I don't think it matters. I think we're just supposed to play Crucible. So I wanted to make sure draw step just gives me more information. So they actually had another force, huh? So if I had played this Revoker, it would have been better. That's unfortunate. No, so what I'm trying to say is if I had additional mana, I could play Revoker before my Crucible to turn off their Ruby so I couldn't get negated. But I didn't have access to that, unfortunately. So now if my opponent has a mana source, they can actually use their Saga. This is really, really sad. Maybe I was just supposed to play Revoker. Maybe I made a mistake there. I've lost every crypt flipped. That's not great. I think maybe I just misplayed, actually. I mean, it's hard to play around one of negation, but maybe it was a huge mistake. Unfortunately, this only names non-land, so I'm just going to name Ruby, cut them off of mana, and attack. I don't think I'm winning this game anymore. I mean, they only have 2 cards in hand. They don't get another construct. It looks pretty bad for me. My next Golos could find, like, Tolarian to let me hardcast Trap or something, but I think that actually this Revoker over... I feel like Crucible is the play that makes sense, but Maybe just not playing Revoker there. I mean, the problem is they're still going to be able to negate my Crucible on the next turn, right? But maybe they wouldn't have been able to make a construct. No, we don't win flips here. That's not a thing we do. We don't ever win. We don't ever win a flip. That's not a thing that we do here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I had the luxury of playing a Revoker. It's just pretty dumb to play. I feel like it's pretty silly to play around negation. They just tinkering? I don't know, man. Pretty sad. All right, so I guess we lose. My opponent cast a Brainstorm, and it must have been the best fucking Brainstorm I've ever seen. I also lost every flip and died. Yeah. I feel incredibly unlucky, but oh well. That is, I guess, the shop's life. I don't know. Maybe it was just a misplay though. That's what I'm wondering if it was a misplay. Maybe O2 drop. It's possible. I feel really sad to win a game where I had turn 1 Lodestone plus Sphere, and they didn't have a second force at that point. They only had a second force after they drew and brainstormed. And they also just like brainstormed with no fetch, just in the blind in the middle of my draw step, right? So it's kind of rough. I think I misplayed though, to be perfectly honest. I think after they brainstormed, I'm just supposed to play Revoker. I got nothing. I want to see though. So this is it right here. Post brainstorm. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. This was a bad play. There's no way for my opponent to activate Saga if I play Revoker here. I mean, I guess I'm still going to lose, right? I'm still going to lose because my opponent will play Tundra and then they'll just get a Soul Ring and Tinker anyways. So the construct didn't actually matter. It was just the Tutor Soul Ring that mattered. In which case, Crucible is way better because strip mining the Saga means they can't... But I can still strip mine the Saga next turn. But it does give them another opportunity to draw into Force. I guess they wouldn't have an... They're actually getting no more opportunities to draw into Force because they had already Brainstorm locked themselves. Was strip on Tundra bad? I really don't think so, no. I mean, in this exact situation, it was worse. But it's like kind of hard for my opponent to have another blue source land. So the reason I stripped on Tundra is so they couldn't Hercules recall me. Those were the two choices I made in this game, right? Was strip mining Tundra and playing Crucible. Yeah, so my opponent had 4 cards in hand and didn't have a force for this sphere. And then they brainstormed into a force. I don't know. Revoker on Mox doesn't stop Tinker. They tinkered me through that. I ended up revoking the Mox. They just Saga'd into a Soul Ring and then tinkered me anyways because Saga taps for 3 mana here. Tap for mana, get a Soul Ring, tinker for 4 mana. I don't know about that, not me. I don't think that's true. I think like stopping them from getting a tutor earlier is more important. I don't think they ended up getting. I mean, they actually they countered the Crucible, right? Hmm. I don't know. I think we had choices, but I'm not sure the choices actually changed anything. Okay, round 2, workshop things, ready, set, go. That's a great hand. Would play again. We don't know what my opponent will play, so I'm looking to go Emerald, Workshop, Revoker on Lotus, Sphere. Sphere resolves, then we can just go like Workshop God Pharaoh statue, and we're in pretty decent shape. I mean, if my Crucible doesn't resolve, they would have had to draw on Force for the turn, right? Because they chose not to force Sphere. Unless you feel like they would choose to not force Sphere, right? We're sorry, chat, and YouTube video. We're still talking about different ways we could have played the game 1. We reviewed that for a little while after I turned off recording. I don't really feel like it's perfectly reasonable to think they draw Force. It's like extremely unlikely in the bottom percentage of likelihoods of things happening. It's like far more likely they don't have a Force. All right, so our Sphere got forced. It's good news for our statue. Force pitching Force is a great. No, Force pitching Treasure Cruise. Sorry. Good news for our statue. We'll have to see what opponent has. Looks like it might be Bug. Deathrite Shaman with no lands in the graveyard. I like that. All right, so if my opponent doesn't have a Force here, things get pretty nice for us. Let's attack first. Yeah, the Emerald plays around days. True. All right, that just snap resolve. So now my opponent is going to have a hard time casting spells. If they have a land that fetches, they can play a 1-drop. And I can turn off the Deathrite Shaman at any point as well. Wow, that's a draw, isn't it? All right, so they can play a Force here. There's not much I can do about that. They actually can play a Vigor. So it's better to attack first. Is that a true statement? I think so. Not a great card to see on top. That technically works. Pretty down for that. Now this can get dazed, but that would be fine. It would set them too far behind. And we're just going to get a strip mine off of this. I guess we could technically get a Saga. That also probably wins the game and doesn't give them Deathrite Shaman fuel, though just playing a Revoker turns off their Deathrite Shaman. It's got to be pretty hard for them to beat a Saga from here, right? I don't know. Feels like a Saga is the play. Sphere is not great right now. We already have a God Pharaoh statue in play. All right, they've conceded. So two game ones, two God Pharaoh statue games. I'm always a huge fan of this card. It always seems really strong, but that's because I drew double workshop, right? So against Bug, what do people bring in? I think relics usually. Stone Coil maybe. Probably don't want Vault Key. Maybe we can just take out Chalice on the draw. Doesn't seem great. Seems fine. Cut Karn. Maybe, yeah. What if we just cut Karn for a bridge? Try that. I only have one needle. I wonder if that's weird. I usually really actually hate spheres in this matchup, but the other cards kind of seem worse, so. A lot of times you can like get locked under your own sphere. Pretty decent hand though. If I can get this Stone Coil to resolve, we'll be in pretty good shape. Merchant Scroll. Yeah, my intention was to play Ancient Tomb Sphere, but there's also something to be said about Wastelanding here. Kind of think I'm going to Wasteland. I have one Stone Coil to get out of my Karn board so that I have an answer for Sphinx. I guess Bridge is also an answer for Sphinx, but I mean, my opponent's deck really can't beat a Stone Coil Serpent, right? I guess if that Tarmogoyf is the biggest way to beat it. I guess this is pretty bad if my opponent gets like a Deathray Shaman off of the Emerald. I didn't really think about that. It's kind of crazy that my Bug opponents just always have all the jewelry. See, this is why, I don't know, man. Spheres just do not seem good in this matchup. I don't think this is a winning strategy, but I don't really know. I don't really think my other lines are very good. But they clearly don't have a Deathray Shaman, and they clearly don't have 2-drops. And if I hit them off of all their blue sources, you know, it just kind of felt like that was the right play. I think this is better than hitting a Moxen. No, I think a Sphere is slightly better. Because they're going to let this resolve, and then I can go Workshop Revoker. Maybe that's worse. If they have like a second Wasteland, I guess it's worse. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to play a Revoker there. Yeah, probably supposed to play Revoker there. It's so bad. The Sphere is so bad because it's just going to lock myself. This is why I don't really like Spheres in the matchup. It's cool that they can't play a Collector Roof. It's funny. Looks like they're just going to cast Cruise, though, because they drew a blue source. Yeah, I'm pretty dead. You have a Lotus, too? You can't play Deathray Shaman. I have a Sphere. Yeah, I swear Bug players draw more Moxen than I do. Every time. Alright, well, this thing is going to resolve. So, I'm thinking we just hit the Emerald. I don't think I played this game correctly, but I don't know. My opponent cast Ancestral Treasure Cruise, so we'll see what happens. They floated black because they probably were trying to play a Deathrite Shaman, and then they just couldn't. Oh, they didn't undo. You're right. That's weird. Yeah. All right. I mean, we're gonna get locked underneath our own sphere because. Ooh, never mind. I'm too lucky. I should have attacked first, but I forgot. Not Mox. It was a missed attack. Now I'm probably not. I mean, I guess I don't want to attack and free the emerald anyways, so maybe I wasn't going to attack either way. I am very dead to vigor, which is just shops at all times, right? Strip mine, fantastic. Okay, what are we doing with our lives here? You can turn them off blue mana again, but I mean, it normally plays 25 lands. What do we got? This looks like a vigor then in my main phase, which is not ideal. I don't really want to play this game, chat. Really don't want to play this game. Yeah, I'm off it. Let's just go next. This doesn't feel like fun to me. Put this chalice back in on the play. Like, Thorn is so bad. I think all of the spheres are really bad, but Thorn is like grotesquely bad. So far, I guess we didn't win the game 3 on the play versus Tinker. I was about to say, I think we've won all the games where we were on the play and lost all the ones we were on the draw. I don't really feel that Karn is that good in this matchup, especially if my opponent plays Collector Roof and my Karn becomes uncastable. I don't really feel like Karn is super good in this matchup. But it might be better than a Sphere, so maybe I should be playing it anyways. I just find Sphere to be like really, really poor because my opponent somehow has more Wastelands than me. This is another solid hand. Just another turn 1 statue hand. It'll be great if they like keep a... I guess it won't be great if they keep a Vigor hand. We still can't beat a Vigor hand, but... Would you like to worship some Nicol Bolas with me? All pray to the God Pharaoh. Wasteland, huh? Bold. A bold play? Just name Deathrite. Kind of wanted this draw to be a Saga. Saga would be insane in this draw. Another Wasteland, sure. I mean, if they want to keep Wastelanding me, it just means they're farther from casting their own spells, right? Shall I hold this Wasteland? Think so. Now if they don't have a fetch, like, and they play just a non-basic, they're so screwed. Strip mine. Their hand was wasteland, wasteland, strip mine. I guess this means they can vigor us if they have any land. All right, so I should play this wasteland, right? There's no play. Feel like I should just do this. They just can't play spells. All right. Turn 1 God Pharaoh statue. We're in this. Not bad. All right, here we go. Round 3, vintage challenge. I think this hand's bad. Doesn't seem good. This hand's, I guess, a little bit better. Yeah, Saga makes this hand good. So this is the kind of hand where Saga makes your deck way more playable, right? Your deck is infinitely more playable because Saga exists in this deck. Before, like, if you didn't have a Saga here, your hand is like does something, but then it can't close. Whereas Saga should like allow this deck to close from this kind of hand, which is why I think this deck is like a lot better now with the addition of Saga. I haven't really figured out how exactly I'm playing this first turn out though. I think it's still gonna be Workshop, Soul Ring, Revoker, Sphere though. Yeah, I think it's just that's gonna be the play here. So sorry. Workshop, Revoker, Soul Ring, Sphere. Though I guess that does make my getting mental misstepped pretty rough. I think it's still worth it to do it like that. Maybe not. I could see it not actually being worth it to go like that. Definitely getting misstepped here would be pretty bad for me. All right, so it all resolved, which either means my opponent is on shops or I don't know, mono white or something, or they just had no forces. Okay, so shops mirror, but they can't play a 2-drop, so we're in great shape. We're in great shape because they kind of have to be able to wasteland our Saga here, and it's going to keep them off of playing spells. And we also have Volkey, so they have to have a wasteland or they lose this game, I think, on the spot. Yeah, I would say they lose the game on the spot if they don't have a wasteland. Can't really see how they could come back from Saga activating. Yeah, I kind of think I agree with Cho Slasher. I think you're kind of off base on Dyrol winning the Shops Mirror. No, I don't think concealing Time Vault does anything because Saga is going to win with constructs on its own. And I think playing out and using your mana is better because say I want to play something I draw next turn and activate Saga. I don't want to be like restricted on mana. I don't really see like a super high upside of concealing Time Vault. Okay, so they're up to 3 mana. They don't have a wasteland. They're gonna play a Revoker on Time Vault. I guess maybe that would be a reason. We don't have a map, so no. Oh, they're just gonna name Soul Ring. That makes a lot of sense as well, because they can't afford the Saga activating. The problem with that is I have it all, so. I kind of like that play with Revoker to stop the Saga from activating. Maybe it means they have a second Revoker too, but I actually did end up with 3 ways to activate my saga, so it didn't really end up mattering much, but... So now they have to beat 2 constructs and Vault Key. So they basically need a wasteland still. Kind of need to top deck a wasteland here. Maybe I am supposed to play my Vault out? No, it should be fine. Because there's no world where the Ancient Tomb dies and the Saga lives. I do like Expedition Map into Saga. The problem with Expedition Map out of Saga is, like, most of the time your one Saga, if it's undisrupted, is probably going to win you the game in most decks. I just thought about not showing the vault, but I don't know why I thought that one I wouldn't show, but the time vault I would show. Interesting. Well, this Ancient Tomb's quite good here. Um, so if I get Key, my opponent has to chump Construct targeting Karn. But if I just Needle Karn and attack them, they're pretty dobs, right? That's the line I came up with. Oh, they actually do have to block here, which is interesting. I could technically not attack with this Revoker, so they can't play a Lotus. Which I think is better. No, I don't think it's better, because then they still have to beat 2 constructs. And they can't get a bridge. Yeah, this stopping them from getting bridge is, like, probably the best part of this. And this also means they can't use their tombs. Okay, yeah, this is probably better attack. Yeah. Yeah, that was the conclusion I came to. I didn't calculate the tombs until after. Okay, I'm gonna go check the oven right as we go into sideboarding here. I assume we're going directly into sideboarding because, yeah. So if my opponent did have a wasteland though, I feel like this game would be pretty hard, right? Key is turned off from Karn the Great Creator. Is this a Worm Coil? No, it's a Golos. How does a Golos stop me from killing them? Oh, Tabernacle. And I didn't play out my Tolarian Academy like a bozo. It doesn't stop me from killing them, though. I just lose my Revoker. It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt. Yeah, I probably should have played my Academy. Didn't really think about that. I'll make you think I never lived at all. All right. Sideboarding. Mirror. What do we do? Do we play Relics for the Crucibles? Do we play Trap on the draw? Do we play Stonecoil Serpent? Take out Spheres, Thorns, Trinisphere? Chalice on the draw? That's a lot of cards. What else do I do here? Bog, Lantern. I kind of like this board plan. It looks pretty clean to me, actually. I'm down. Let's do it. All right. Bro, if we get sphered, it's so bad. I think I'm going to keep this and then have Cho tell me I was wrong after doing it. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm going to keep it and find out that it was bad after. You think my opponent brought in Norod? Yeah, I mean, my plan is just like Saga Soul Ring, Key, Untap Soul Ring, Lotus, Mystic Forge. Like, I don't know what my opponent's liable to keep in their deck post-board. I guess Norod on the play might be good, yeah. I don't know. Sphere. They did have Sphere. I don't know how much of that stuff you're supposed to keep in on the play. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that. This is gonna name Black Lotus, isn't it? Fucking hell. Yep. I think my opponent's hand is pretty rough now that I wastelanded them. If I hadn't had wasteland, we would lose this game pretty easily, but they had wasteland, so it's not terrible for me. Sure. I guess that does give them about 1 million mana, doesn't it? Hmm. Is there anything I can needle that will help me here? Doesn't really feel like there is. Like, if their last card is Golos, I can't actually stop them from doing it, right? Because this is just non-mana. Oh, if I wasteland their Caracas? Nope, it doesn't do it either. All right. Well, I think I'm just going to get my mana and then play. Soul Ring, and then... I could Needle Wasteland, to be honest. It's not a... But then I lose out my ability to go Crucible Wasteland. So I think it's pretty bad to Needle Wasteland. I think we just play our key. Oh, yeah, we have Ghost Quarter. You're right. Yeah, okay. I could see Needling Wasteland being reasonable then. I don't know if it's good to needle before they use a Golos, though. I would think that their last card would be Golos as well, but it's not, you know, guaranteed or anything. There's definitely some upside to Needling Wasteland because we have Ghost Quarter. I didn't really think about that. Oh, they did bring in Null Rod. Wait, they're like not winning this though. That is not a good Null Rod. Oh, I guess they are winning this if I don't hit a land. I don't know. I really dislike Null Rod in this mirror. Doesn't really seem like a strong play to me. All right, so if I can just draw a workshop, I win the game, right? Like, I understand the idea of like playing no rod on turn 1 and turn off your opponent's stuff, but I don't think that's good. I mean, I also have sagas, so I don't know. Oh, you mean they had to no rod because of my saga? Yeah, I guess that's probably fair. If they don't have a wasteland, then I get to use saga and I'll win. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm not really commenting on playing no rod right now. I'm more commenting on having no rod in the deck. I think maybe I'm not. I don't know. Okay, well, unfortunately, I did not hit a land. So that's bad. I think I'm just gonna get a lantern on their saga, I guess. I can't do anything. There's a null rod in play. Stop it. Stop it. Chat. Stop it. Yeah, sure. We'll just get a lantern on their saga. I can't play a revoker. I can just play needle. I don't know if I want to needle anything though. I would have to needle like wasteland. Yeah, I guess we can just needle wasteland, right? I can't ever get rid of this null rod, so there's no reason to like play a lotus out besides making my constructs bigger. This could bite me if I do this, but I think I'm okay with it. All right, my opponent has 2 cards and a Caracas and no ability to play anything. I have 5 cards, a Ghost Quarter, and the ability to play nothing. So that's fun. This is a fun game of Magic the Gathering. They hit Tolarian, of course. That makes sense. Fair. Fair. Yeah. Reasonable. Reasonable. It's a good combo with the Norod, you know? Shit. Tolarian? I know, I immediately drew Wasteland. Yes, yes. Good, good. All right, well, we'll get rid of that Tolarian Academy. And I'm going to take a couple hits of this Revoker. But again, if I draw a Mishra's Workshop, I'm probably winning this game. All right, Wasteland is turned off. Beautiful. Saga. Am I allowed to play this Saga? I don't think I'm allowed to play this Saga. I would have to immediately draw a mana producing land for it to do anything. It's too important. I think I'm gonna wait one turn. I cannot find 3 mana to play my Revoker, so I cannot play my Revoker. They found a mana source, I guess. Yep. All right. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Of course I was going to find the mana source. Oh, I guess I should have played my Lotus there. My bad. So they have to draw a Ghost Quarter or a Strip Mine here. Or else they probably just lose on the spot. They drew Workshop. That's pretty good. Didn't have a play, though. All right. We are in business. 2 constructs for me. Oh, they hit double Workshop, so they could play a Golos here if they had it. Looks like they just never had it, which is pretty lucky for me. Needle on Wasteland ended up being really big. I still don't know how I feel about the play, but it definitely ended up being big. I guess this can get Pearl, Sapphire. Sure, Sapphire, why not? I really dislike Null Rod. I don't know. Not a fan. All right, my opponent is very deadsies. Even if they have a Tabernacle, I have double pay mana, and I can't lose them because I have a Wasteland, Needle on Wasteland. I still can't play my 1 mana Lotus that makes 0 mana. Nor can I search it from my deck because it's in my hand. This Needle on Wasteland won the game, huh? Crazy. Crazy. But that's how it goes. Millions of people living us for. Yeah, Golos Shop's Mirror. I don't know about that one. I think we boarded better than our opponent. I do think that we boarded better than our opponent there. I kind of like our board plan. It felt good. Though our board plan was on the draw, so maybe the board plan would have changed if we were on the play. Like maybe we take out Mindbreak Traps and we do play Spheres, and maybe we play Null Rods as like an I win. So maybe it's only because my opponent was on the play and not on the draw that they made this board plan, which is probably fair. So okay, round 4. Vintage Challenge. We're currently on the up and up. We got JJKBB 2005. 2005. Is this one of them Zoomers? 16? Wild. Interesting. Okay. Let's try it. Kind of a weird hand, but okay. Okay. So they're a negation Narset Wasteland deck. I don't know what kind of deck that is, but I'm pretty down to just go Saga Go. Wooded Foothills. Is this like a monkey deck? Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of people playing Jeskai right now. Should I not Saga here and instead play a Revoker on Deathrite? The problem is, if I don't Saga here, I'm also not Sagaing next turn because I want a Vault Key. I don't think I care about getting Okoed. I don't think I care about most things besides Vigor and Force. I could also, like, I can't play a Time Vault. That would be at Okoed. I'm probably supposed to make a construct, is my thought process here. I might even be supposed to be able to make 2 constructs, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure, though. Red, Vagavan. Renin 6. Fuck. Well, I'm glad I didn't play a Revoker into a Renin 6, but this is really annoying. Excuse me. I guess I still get to make 3 damage against this Renin 6. Revoke Ren, revoke Deathrite, attack Ren is probably the best way to do this. Well, I think they're pretty hard to find removal if I name Deathrite. I guess they could have Bolt. No, I think I'm gonna name Deathrite. Maybe this is like too greedy. I could definitely see it being too greedy. I think naming Deathrite is like really big brain with a Wasteland in hand. Like if my opponent misses a land drop here, they don't have any mana for removal. And we're just winning, right? Alright, they didn't miss a land drop here. Alright, well... Okay, that's interesting. I think we just play a bunch of spells first to make sure our construct is can attack through. Well, I guess they can already attack through. How do I play this? If they had bolt, they would have already bolted, right? I don't want to attack and have both of my revokers vigored. So I think I need to just play a bunch of spells pre-combat. I am dying. Didn't really think about that part of it, but... I think I'm still supposed to kill this Renin 6. Nothing has gone badly yet. Oh, I thought it'd be a nice mix-up for this video content, Inglis. I don't think this is a deck that I'm going to play moving forward, but I think it's also good to learn the other decks in the format. I'm surprised they had no attacks there. Golos. All right, once again, I have choices to make. I think I just want to get a Saga, right? No, I'm not going to play Bug. Golos for Academy. Yeah, it's not a bad line either. That might even be a better line. Yeah, I like that line. I think I like that line better. I guess I should be careful of getting lightning bolted out of this game as well. Oh, look at that. I get a Saga next turn as well. All right. Well, there goes my Academy, probably. Oh, unless I'm getting DAC'd. Okay. DAC on my Construct. This does give them a really large construct if we Karn. Oh, they didn't DAC my Construct. Okay. Well, then they're probably dead. Well, they could have Force, I guess. They have exactly 2 cards, though. So they have to have exactly Force, right? Okay, now if I just play this Sphere first, we're just winning, right? Hold on. Time to do some math. I play this, and then I make 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana. Sorry, 1 mana, 3 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This costs 5, down to 10. All right, so I should be fine here. Sphere. Karn. Okay. I don't know if the way we chose to play that game is optimal, but it was definitely a way we chose to play the game. Okay, so we're assuming like a Ragavan deck. I have no idea how to board. I do not know how we should board against Ragavan deck. Do any of these look particularly enticing? Relics, maybe? Relic, Stonecoil, down on Thorn. Down on... No, I kind of like Chalice on 1 still. Down on Karn, maybe. And down on... Maybe we just play 2 relics. They're like likely to not even be playing Tarmogoyfs and stuff. right? What's the last Ragavan deck look like here? Let's see if we can find one. I'm actually having a hard time finding one. Do they appear inside of blue, white, red? Oh, they do. Okay, wait, they do play a bunch of Tarmogoyfs. Sometimes, depending on which version. There's like so many ways you can build this deck. They're probably bringing in 4 Force of Vigor, though. That's probably the thing that is the overarching problem. What do we got for basics? No basics. All right, well, I think I'm going to take out this Tabby. It doesn't really feel like a tab. No, I kind of want to have the option. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe I'll just play 2 relics. I don't know what the right answer is. Excuse me. That's an interesting hand. Let's try it. There's definitely some problems with this hand. See how it goes. Pretty bad against Ragavan, isn't it? I guess Sphere is good against Ragavan, maybe. It's pretty bad against Wasteland. It's pretty good if they don't have Wasteland, though, right? Well, I guess they can have Vigor, and it's pretty bad for me. Yeah, in general, I'm not a huge fan of this hand, but like even drawing a single workshop makes this hand much better, right? If I draw a workshop, a play like Sapphire, Ruby, Sphere, Workshop, Sphere is like pretty interesting to me. I mean, that's what the play I'm going to go for if I draw nothing. Yeah, I'm going to just play Mox Trinisphere for sure. The problem is we would just straight lose to Vigor, right? Unless we draw Ancient Tomb. And we have no real way to play around days, right? So just jam these. Did they shuffle? A great question. They did not shuffle. I think they have force of some kind. I don't know which kind. I mean, we could play around days by just playing a sphere, but I think it's better to jam this Trinisphere in. If they daze, that's fine. They put the land back to their hand. Yeah, I could have played around days. I really am not a huge fan of playing around days here, though. They have days and vigor? No, okay. I like have a... I'm pretty happy with them picking up a land, I think? At least that's my initial impression is them picking up a land is like not very bad for me, especially if they were to like Wasteland or something, like if they're playing a Trinisphere and a Tropical Island here, we don't even need to do anything. We just make constructs, right? I'm not gonna play a Sphere right now. I'm gonna go construct, Soul Ring, Sphere, probably. An Ancestral. Ah, it is a an all access passer. Okay, it's a good one. It's always interesting to see that art. I kind of like it. What do we got, homie? Blue Time Walk. Certainly a good one. So disgusting. Actually gross. Do we needle Dak Faden or do we needle Oko? Needle Oko. So we've drawn 0 lands, right? 3 draws, 0 lands? No, 4 draws, 0 lands. No, 3 draws, 0 lands. Yeah, not good for the home team. I got dismembered? What? Why do you have a dismember in your deck? Why don't you just play like Unholy Heat? Aha, we will gain some life. That confuses me. Hard cast Vigor. Sure, whatever. You can't kill this Collector Roof anyways. Maybe that means they have an Oko. Like, Unholy Heat exists. Yeah, alright, well, I named Oko correctly. Alright, well, alright, opponent. Alright, you got me. You got me. Jesus. We got wrecked there. It's alright, we had to use some bad variants up, you know? Had to use a little bit of the variance. Let it happen. You know, it's okay. Not bad. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, what do we got? Yep. I'm liking Sapphire, Soul Ring, Sphere Saga, though there are downsides to that. If we were to play something like a Workshop or an Academy, maybe we could bait a Wasteland. Yeah. Well, the best way to play around Vigor is to just make sure the Trinisphere resolves, or the Sphere resolves. I mean, I'm losing the game to Force Wasteland no matter what, unless they like choose to do the wrong thing, right? I think I'm gonna go Sapphire, Workshop, Sphere. Is it a high chance they kill Workshop? If I don't really know if that's true. I don't really agree that it's a high chance that they Wasteland Workshop here. Maybe like what is like, should I not be playing Mana Vault so that they have more likely to Wasteland Workshop? Like, I should play it because in case I get Collector Roofed on turn 1, like land Lotus Collector Roof. My Academy is still good. I don't like this line, chat. I should have just gone with the line I wanted to go with. I wanted to play Saga here. Oh, well. Of course, they have a Moxen. Why wouldn't they? Of course, they have 2 Moxen. And I want to be a not 5 Moxen player who draws this many Moxen. So, like, no. Emerald. Oh, now I just opened myself up getting Vigored. They would have floated it if they had a Vigor, right? Oh, well. Why do I feel like I'm getting Vigored? I don't get Vigored. I didn't get Vigored. All right. I don't want to get Endurance. Let's not attack with this Revoker. Is there a downside to playing this Academy? No. Oh, Endurance was 4 mana. You're right. I forgot. All right, I missed 2 damage. Yep, you're right, chat. You're right. I just missed it. I wish I could like reorganize my cards so that I could like put the spheres in one place. No, it's more just visually. Like my sphere is just in the middle of my mana rocks, right? Like in paper, my sphere would be up here or something. Emerald was also shut off. Yeah, there was no. Yeah, okay, all right. Now I have no excuse. now I have no excuse whatsoever. All right, fair. All right, yeah. Can 2 Saga things do it? This is the point. I for a while have wanted to play a top in this deck, and this is exactly the scenario where I wish I had a Sensei's top. I think I'm gonna get a Relic just so I can get another card. But there's definitely some options in Manifold Key. Letting one of these be unblockable. I mean, if they had a DAC, they would have played a DAC, right? Needle cannot... You don't want to needle a Mox. So... Oh, the Emerald is turned off. Motherfucker. The problem is, I think they're more likely to have an Oko than a DAC, right? I guess an Oko doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe we should needle DAC. I feel like a random card, though. Yeah, I'll needle DAC. I think needle DAC is fine. I'm a little upset we don't have any follow-ups here, but I don't really think I have any other things I can choose to do, so. This is definitely where I would wish I had a top, though. I feel like it's not unreasonable to put a top in this deck. All right, my opponent just had Stone Cold 0 spells this game, huh? That's a little wild. I only played 1 sphere. They just had no Wasteland and no spells. What's in their hand? Just a bunch of Planeswalkers, I guess? It must just be a bunch of Planeswalkers that they have like 2 Sapphires and they're like, oh, we'll just definitely get to cast it. But then we had Revoker and Sphere and they were just 1 short every time. That must be what happened. That must be what happened. Yeah, like you're not ever mulliganing like land to Moxen, right? So their hand didn't fold to a single sphere. It folded to a sphere plus a Revoker, right? I mean, I don't think I would mulligan a hand that had 2 lands and 2 Moxen either. So sometimes you can just lose like that. And this is probably the best example ever of why Saga actually made this deck playable. Because Golos stacks of the pre-Saga era would 100% lose this game. 100% would lose this game. I guess maybe you just can't keep your opening hand, but I feel like you can't keep most opening hands. This is like a shining example of why this makes the Golos Stacks deck actually playable in my mind. I really felt like before Saga, the Golos Stacks deck wasn't actually good. But that's just my opinion, obviously. So, all right, chat. Round 5. Still need to win them all. Playing against SO63. See what we got. This hand looks bad. I wouldn't keep this hand. I'm off it. This hand is much better. This hand is like leagues better. So how can I do this? I can actually get rid of my Ancient Tomb and go Sapphire, Crypt, Mana Vault, 3-ball, Crucible. Kind of seems like a fun time. 3 mana. Yeah, if I want to cast 3-ball and Crucible on the same turn. I guess theoretically I don't have to do that. Yeah, I guess I don't have to do that. That's probably worse. Yeah, I probably don't have to do that. Golos has been playable for months now. It's the best shops deck. It has like a 53% win rate. It's very good. It's just not my style of deck, so I don't usually play it. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's not going to end well for you, friend. Sorry. Yeah. I would like to bring it back, please. Unlucky, really. Uh, they could still not be on Dak, not me. Oko actually hits both decks, whereas Dak only hits one of the 2 possible decks. That's probably fair, though. Yeah, you make a fair point there, for sure. Oh, they just made a huge mistake. It's okay, we can't lose now because they have to crack this Misty before my Saga resolves. I've never won a mana crypt flip in my life, chat. Stop telling me to win mana crypt flips. I don't know how. It doesn't happen. All right, so either bug or like Ragavan bug thing. So what did we do last time? We brought in Stone Coil and Relics. And we took out Thorn and Karn. So someone was saying Karn is actually good in this matchup, which I don't really understand why that would be the case. Like, are we supposed to bring in Snaring Bridge? Maybe Karn's fine. I always thought that like on the draw against these decks, you should just take out Spheres. Well, I actually disagree. I think 3-ball is still fine. But I think spheres are really bad, typically. Let's try this. I'm interested to see if this actually does anything viable. Yeah, I think that I've personally found that I don't like spheres against these kind of decks. So I guess 3-ball is pretty bad against Deathrite Shaman. That is fair. I don't think I'm playing Trinisphere here. It doesn't actually do anything. I guess it's probably better to play Revoker and Relic. The downside to this play is Wasteland, probably. Maybe this is bad because it gets me killed by Force of Vigor. Oh, I still think it's correct to name Deathrite Shaman. So yeah, I did get Wastelanded, which was the concern. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the play I made. I probably wasn't supposed to play Revoker. I don't know. Would I rather hold up Relic or play Time Vault? I just hold open Relic. Forest. Oof, there it is. Oh, time. Sure. Yeah, I think there's a decent chance I crack Relic. Even though it's really good to have in play, hitting a land drop is more important, right? I do agree with you. I do agree that having this Relic in play is good. It's kind of why I brought it in. But isn't hitting a land drop here more important? I feel like it is. I guess losing my Ancient Tomb is kind of defeats the purpose, but... So I don't think I should attack into a Endurance. I think I'm just gonna play a Stone Coil. Will you play Endurance anyways? It looks like it. Oh, nope, I'm getting Assassin's Trophy. Well, god damn it. I guess I should have played my stupid... All right, it's okay. Now when I drop my Workshop and my Crucible, it's all good. They're playing the land death game versus me, which is interesting. Yeah, I definitely like revoking Deathrite. That seems like it worked pretty well. Yeah, I don't have my basic swamp, sorry. Alright, I can attack with this Stone Coil. That is a legal attack. I guess they can Endurance and Deathrite here, but whatever. I feel like... Well, maybe that attack is bad then. Oh, I can't. They can't because it's pro colors. You're totally right. All right, I got my Crucible Force pitching Dig, which is nice. Yep, you're right, chat. You are right. If I hit I don't even need to hit land drops because I have an active Saga and Vault Key and shit, so... never mind! Oh, let's not go too far there, not me. Let's not go too... Come on, no! Why are you like this deck? Shit. My deck is so troll, yeah. We've actually had 0 Vigors cast against us in 4 rounds, so it's been pretty nice. That's been nice part of this game, for sure. Why would I say that? No, I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. Oh, no, we're so screwed. Too bad. It's too bad. Uh-oh. That's a big girl. I can't draw a fucking land, man. It's too hard. It's too hard. I guess we should need a Loco, really. Where are those Mishra's Workshop cards? Needle Vigor. Karmi coming in? I don't know if you win the race. Strip Mine. That certainly doesn't do shit. Yo, imagine this oof dies somehow. I don't really know how, but... Okay. Yes. Okay. They still can't really attack, right? Because I can just attack. Back. Attack a back. I mean, I think if we draw a workshop, we probably win the game, right? With just Golos? Like, they can't block with Collector Roof or they lose, right? So... What's their plan here? 2 endurances? 2 endurances. Alright, well... Fucking hell, man. I guess that makes sense. I think I'm supposed to make... Maybe I can't make that attack. Maybe I'm never allowed to make that attack. I still think if we hit the workshop, we're winning, right? Maybe not. I didn't know they had it, but like, it's too late. It's too late. All right, so this blocks here, this blocks here. I take 3. Saga doesn't do it, right? Tabby is an interesting proposition. Bajuka bogging what, me? So that they have creature instant? Might do it. I don't know if Bog Shrinkgoyf is the best. Let me just think about this. We do have a second Golos. So it might work. Well, we're never going to untap with the key. It's just never happening. I think Saga was probably the best choice, but this might give me more time. At some point, we should oh, they hit the Caracas. I guess that makes sense. I have a Golos. I don't think we're allowed to play a second Golos here. It'll make the Tarmogoyf too big. But I guess if they counter this anyways, it's going to be a problem. I think I'm going to go Revoke on Deathrite and then play a Trinisphere. That will at least open up, like... I don't know what that opens up, actually, to be honest. Tabernacle. Well, I don't think Tabernacle really helps me right now. Second Tarmogoyf. I don't like the idea of second Tarmogoyf. So this kills a Tarmogoyf, right? Oko is currently needled, so no. So I go to 3, and they kill a Revoker, and I kill a Tarmogoyf, and then they have a 4/5 Tarmogoyf. But I can play a second Golos. I guess this is better. Oh, wait, no, the Golos doesn't die. Never mind. I still think I make this block. Creating a Revoker for a Tarmogoyf should still be better. Maybe not. Ooh. I don't think I strip mine yet, because if I don't hit a land drop, I need it to play Golos. But we have a plan. Until they find Vigor. We can find a Crucible, that's our best draw. Saga. Okay, so now I can strip mine, and then Golos for an Inventor's Fair? Maybe? Or maybe I just have to get 2 Wastelands. That won't really help. I don't think I can strip mine because it doesn't let me use my Saga, right? Well, no, I can use my Saga if I... I think I should be Golosing for something. This is a hard cast force. That's fine. Sure, whatever. All right, just hold on to this strip mine so that I can use it for my Saga. They have to draw Vigor and hit my bridge, right? That's their... Or I guess they can draw a trophy and hit my bridge as well. And that will kill me on the spot this turn, but next turn it will not kill me on the spot because of Saga. But this turn it will kill me on the spot because I can block, and I take 3 and I die. All right, they missed. Okay. Well, it will stop them from finding 6 mana and being able to cast 2 spells in a turn, but yes, I in general I agree. All right, so now I have just chaining sagas. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to play this second one. It is like losing a little bit of value, but ancestral recall. So this is where like strip mining might make a difference because it will stop them from playing 2 spells on their next turn. Right? And I have my saga to pay for my saga. So I think it makes sense. I will lose out on some saga activations. Maybe that's bad. Yeah, maybe it's terrible because I'm missing out on too many saga activations by doing that. But I kind of need to play like I'm going to lose my bridge here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I can't actually beat that. Like, the only way for me to win this game is to draw Crucible and strip mine them out of stuff and then Tabernacle them. I have an ensnaring bridge, but for how much longer, right? They drew 4 cards. They can just kill it. And I'm going to lose out on all of my tokens from this saga, which is really bad. I think that was a big misplay. I don't think I was supposed to strip mine here. Not this turn. I definitely want to make a thing. Yeah, I kind of fucked up. I mean, the payoff for strip mine is that they can't play 2 cards in 1 turn. I don't think that's a good enough payoff. I shouldn't have done it. None of this matters, right? Yeah, workshop draw there was bad. If there was another like land draw that makes mana draw, it would have been better. Well, I could have chosen, yeah, so they're just gonna kill my Revoker and kill me with Deathrite Shaman. That makes sense. I couldn't play around that one in any way, right? I don't believe I could have. I'm not sure if I could win this game, to be perfectly honest. The attack into the endurance was pretty bad for me. I don't even have a second needle in my deck, so. Oh, should I bring back in spheres? Just take out Vault Key. Wait, no. All right, it's too late. We're not playing with spheres. Oh, well. I don't really like spheres against them anyways. Wow. This hand is going to get absolutely murdered by a Vigor, huh? Yeah, but my deck can't beat Vigor. think I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna go Saga. Should I just go Saga Relic? I could just go Workshop Soul Ring Manifold Key Relic. I hate this bait on Workshop shit that everyone keeps saying. They just have to, if they don't have Wasteland, they're just going to develop with Deathrite Shaman, and it's going to be so much worse for me. But I guess if my opponent has Vigor, I just get killed, which is still true. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I guess with a Relic, they can't play a Deathrite to super profitable amounts, so maybe it's fine. But the problem is if they Vigor my Soul Ring and my Key, that also means I can't use Saga. Say they didn't Wasteland me. Maybe that just means they don't have a Wasteland. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, what if we just Chalice on 4? I assume we Chalice on 2 and just move forward here. You unironically want a Vigor on 4? I don't think that is correct. Yeah, but how is that better than putting it on 2 and hitting Assassin's Trophy and all of their cards? Yeah, I'm not putting it on 4 Slasher. That doesn't seem correct to me. Like, yeah, I can get Vigored here. It's not good for me, but I think it's still better. Looks like I am getting Vigored, though. Isn't this still better for me? Probably. Yeah, I mean, I think I played this fine. It just, we're going to lose it no matter what we do. Pretty unfortunate. I could have held that for Saga, but... So they had Wasteland and Vigor. And Deathrite Shaman. Sure. This matchup does not seem remotely winnable. How can this deck ever beat a Force of Vigor? Am I getting negated? That's fine. I have a hard time imagining my deck playing 4 Null Rods in the sideboard when we just can never beat a Collector Roof. How are we like? How can we play 4 null rods in our sideboard if we can never beat a collector roof? The only way to beat a collector roof is if you have like Ancient Tomb plus Saga. But the problem with that is you just get vigored and wastelanded, so you just can't ever beat it. Like, to be fair, right now, if I make it to my Saga and my opponent doesn't have another Vigor or Assassin's Trophy or Wasteland, then I probably will win. I made it, so that's nice. Maybe we could win. This seems winnable now. Kind of depends on what they draw. Oh, fucking hell, they drew a Wasteland off the top. What? Okay, resolves. What? Do they not know my Saga is alive? You're dead. Good game. Did they just not know my Saga is alive? What's happening? The game's over. I've won. I don't know what just happened. Oh, we could easily still lose this game, for sure. My opponent can just draw another Vigor. I think naming Oko is better than other choices. That's unfortunate. I chose to Wasteland instead of activating my Fair. But my Fair is gaining me life, so it's probably fine. Fair is 4 to activate, but gaining a life is not irrelevant here either. I mean, I think we're 0% to we should have won this. Like, we're 0%. Like, we should never win this game. But though, to be fair, one we still were getting 1 Saga, right? No matter what. So we might have still been fine. We do still lose to top deck Vigor. Yes, these are true statements. This bog's kind of cute because it stops them from drawing Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. Oh, never mind. I have Inventor's Fair. I should have done something else. I could have gone... Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry, chat. I forgot that we were getting back our mana. Oh my god, I should have fucking taken infinite turns. Was I short? Why Trinisphere? Why not Crucible of Worlds? They can't Xerox me. Like, that's just a bad choice. Could still get Time Vault as well. Oh, they have Hardcast Force. Okay. Their last card in hand is Hardcast Force. Okay, so they have to draw Hardcast Vigor and kill my constructs to win this game, or to be able to play this game. Yeah, well, we'll take the gifts that we're given. Wow. Okay, sure. Sure. Why not? All right, one more and we top 8 with Golos, so. Also, here's another Golos player. Oh no, we might have to beat Miharu though. Yeah, I'm playing the only playable Saga deck, Isaac. It's crazy. You think I should have held the Crucible? Yeah, that's probably true. It's not Cap. The blue Saga decks are shit. All right, here we are. 6th and final round of the Vintage Challenge. We're playing Golos Shops for probably the first time on stream ever. And we are in a win and in for top 8. Win and in with the Golos Shops. We go up against... I'm not actually sure what Kiara has been on recently. Kiara works MTGO. Let's take a peek. I know that they've been playing a little bit of Vintage. They played Bug. They won a challenge with Bug 2 months ago. Interesting. Yo, what's up, Kai? Welcome everybody. We're on winning in for top 8 Vintage Challenge. This hand is not very good. It's like not bad though. I'm probably keeping, but I don't think it's a super strong hand. Hello, my mother's brother. Welcome. Yeah. For those new here, my name is Justin. I'm actually level 1. I'm the partnered Vintage streamer, the only one probably on twitch.tv. I normally play blue Tinker decks, so we're a little bit outside of our normal range today. Interesting. They don't have Daze mana. I'm gonna probably just jam probably just jamming turn 1 Karn. Kind of like a force check, right? Yeah, force check achieved. Now we just take an extra damage every turn for the rest of the game. No, we have a key in our deck. I guess that's not true. Wasteland. All right. Well, that's pretty bad for... That's also bad for me. All right. Yeah. Cool. Everything is bad for me. And I'm definitely wastelanding their wasteland. Oh, so force plus oof. We can still draw a workshop and slam a Golos and things look reasonable. Never mind, they have an ancestral recall. Well, if we wasteland them and they don't have a blue source, I'm trying to think of some positives here. I'm not thrilled with my current position. I almost think I wasn't supposed to keep my hand, but I don't know what was an alternative play? Like play a sphere? This is not really a reasonable play. Then they just wasteland me. Yeah, I do think the play is going to be wasteland the sea and hope they don't have another blue source for sure. I don't know if we're playing a waste sphere of resistance. I'm not 100% sure that is a line that I'm interested in doing, just because I think my way of winning this game is to play Golos, and making Golos cost 6 mana does limit my options. We'll see, though. I agree. I kind of think Sphere is worse for us, and this is why I board out Sphere in my bug matchups, typically. I think you just, like, playing Sphere usually enables your opponent to have, like, some kind of plan where they lock you under your own Sphere by playing Mana Denial, which is not a real way to go. Yeah, we're trying to expand the range a little bit today. We're playing a little Golos shops. Wow, that's a pretty nice call off the top, Joe. We are dying, though. We are still dying. I think we're going to wasteland them and then play a Chalice on one anyways. We're dying very fast, though. All right, so we've successfully stopped getting Ancestral for a little while. Ooh, do they have no more lands? They have no more lands. All right, but how much time do we have? Can we draw a Workshop this turn? Workshop this turn, please? Saga isn't bad. I am still dying, though. I'm definitely not playing this Sphere. It costs too much to play this Sphere. This Mana Vault could kill us, though. we are gonna be in some trouble with this Mana Vault. Oh god, they have main deck Vigor right now, or are they just double queuing? Double queuing. Yeah, we got some issues. That is for sure. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to activate this Saga using our Ancient Tomb, which is probably going to kill us. Can I still pay 4? I don't believe so. I can? Maybe. It's not an activated ability, so it is a triggered ability, so maybe I can. Maybe I should just only have one construct. that is true. They could maybe they'll attack into me again. Yeah, just gotta draw. I mean, the Inventor's Fair was pretty decent last time, so it's possible. I think there's a decent chance that I choose to untap the Mana Vault instead of making a second. I have to do some math on how fast the clock is, but I think there's a pretty good chance that we also go for Key as our thing, even though it can't use it right now. Maybe they'll have to jump with the oof at some point. The problem with untapping is that we won't have a way to attack and block the collector oof, right? All right, so if we were to untap here, we would go to 4 life and we would be stable, but we wouldn't be able to win until we drew more mana for Golos. If we activate our Saga, we go to 4 life and then to 3 life. We have 2 6/6s, and they're on they get attacked to 6. I untap. I go to 2, attack for 6. I will lose. I will lose that race. All right, I'm gonna untap my Mana Vault. And then I have to draw like Tolarian or something. I hate this game so much. Yeah. Not bad. So I could needle. What could I needle? I could needle Verdant. Or Misty. I actually could needle Misty. I have a Chalice on one, chat. Please stop telling me to name things that cost 1 mana. I'm gonna name Misty. I will lose to main deck Vigor, which they have probably 2. Let's fucking go! Come at me, chat. Come at me, chat. You know, I'm pretty fucking good at this game sometimes. Feels good. All right, I need to draw. I guess I could still draw Workshop, and I would be. Well, I want to draw Academy. Academy and Workshop are the cards I want to draw. Not a bad draw, but I can't cast it, so. It's also kind of likely the first thing I cast gets Force of Willed, so. Hey, Slasher, you can get mad all you want that I'm a better Shops player than you, but it's not gonna change anything. Fuck. It's okay, I'm not drawing anything good, so we probably still die. Alright, Wasteland. They didn't have a 2-drop. That's nice. Tabernacle at the Pendrel Vale. That's not gonna go the way I want it to go. Yeah, like, I've drawn too many blanks to probably win this game, but I think we played well, so. Yeah, it's only a 24 land deck, you know? You only get to draw a couple lands when you play 24 of them, you know? If we draw a Workshop, we get to play a Lodestone right away before we get Wastelanded, which is interesting. Fantastic. Nope. Rip the game. It's gonna be an Oko. Yeah. I can Sphere there to protect against an Oko, but it's gonna just like make my life too difficult is the problem. All right, can we still win this game? To make sure this resolves, I would have to play Sphere first. If I play Sphere first, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, and I could play a Golos. And if I play a Golos, I then have 2 blockers, so I don't die right away. And I could get... maybe a Fair. I think I am supposed to play Sphere to make sure my Golos resolves, because they currently can't make any mana. Though I theoretically could hold open like Caracas to bounce my thing, but they're gonna have to kill my Academy. So I think I'm supposed to go Sphere. No, I'm not allowed to tap this to Ancient Tomb, so I can't wasteland their wasteland. I can't chat. I can't make that play. Oh, I can make that. No, I can't make that play. You guys are trying to kill me again. I really need you to stop doing that. So the question becomes, do we get a fair, or do we get a workshop, or do we get a saga? And the answer should probably be saga. Yep. So they have to wasteland my saga or my academy. If they wasteland my saga, then I can do like Caracas Tolarian Academy things. If they wasteland my academy, I get to just make a token every turn, which is kind of racing the Oko. It's the Deathfire Shaman. Time Walk? Ugh, that's so unfortunate. That's such a sicko draw. Now they stand up Lotus, and then... And then what do they do? Oh, they just give me Lotus, and I lose. Yep. I like how I played this game, but I drew the Academy too late. One turn too late on the Academy. What does this unlock? Anything? No. I don't think there's anything I can do here, no matter what I choose. Time Walk too good. That's a really rough top deck. I mean, Tolarian was my best top deck, so not much I can really say, right? I just top decked my Tolarian too late, where they top decked their Time Walker right on time. All right, that was a close game. It was a close game. I still kind of like the way we boarded last time, where we just took out these stupid spheres and we just played like a bunch of Graveyard Hate. I kind of like that play. Yeah, I'm gonna play it again. Oh, we had a bridge in our deck. How would I play my Lodestone? I used all my mana to play my Golos. There's probably a world where I can wasteland I can sphere off of... So I could make 5 mana off of Tolarian Academy, play play a sphere, play a Golos and Wasteland. So if I play a Lodestone and Wasteland, so that might have been better. But then I don't get a Saga. Oh yeah, sure. I could have also not played a sphere and lost a Force of Will. Yes, that is something that could have happened. I think that playing the sphere is correct. So, for whatever that's worth. It's possible the big misplay was I should have played the sphere the turn earlier to prevent them from playing an Oko. I can't tap Tomb. I can't tap Tomb. I put myself dead on board if I tap Tomb. Can't do that. What else did I take out here? Maybe I just didn't bring in this lantern. Tapping Tomb to play my like sphere doesn't give me enough mana to play Golos and Lodestone. I like the way I played that game, to be perfectly honest. I think I played that game really well. Didn't work out, but we needed a lot of things to fall right for us to make it work out. To be fair, I feel like most players in chat would not have named Misty Rainforest, and then they would have immediately lost the game. So the Misty name was pretty sweet. My opponent looks like they forgot to sideboard here because they're probably double queuing. We'll see what happens. This hand blows. This hand sucks. I'm off it. This hand's much better. Put away this Ghost Quarter and go... I mean, we're just jamming Goloses on turn 1 and 2. Workshop. Vault. Golos. Pass. I'm gonna not play the Sapphire. Makes Vigor better. And so, oh wow, that resolved. I didn't expect this to resolve, so now I don't know what to do. I didn't think that far ahead. What about like Academy? Saga has a lot of issues, specifically like Collector Oof. I don't think a Caracas is needed. We have an extra Golos. My gut instinct here is Academy. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct here. I'm not playing Sapphire because it makes Vigor better. If I played Sapphire that turn for no reason, they could just like hit Golos and Sapphire and be pretty happy. That can't be good for me. It depends on if you see the Oof as an issue. Blaststone's pretty slow. A lot of the times you don't have mana. Okay, there's the Oof. Got to use the Black Lotus to play the Oof, a classic. Deathrite, sure. Wasteland, sure. They hit my Workshop, which actually works out really well for me. Because I might play as Saga now. I guess I shouldn't have played this pre-combat, because now if I get Vigored, I lose. But whatever. It was a misplay for sure. Alright, got a second Wasteland. They don't have a second Wasteland. That's good for Justin. I go to 17. I go to 16. Alright. Nope. Sweet. All right, we're looking good now. It was interesting my opponent chose to hit my workshop and not my academy. I'm not going to show this ghost quarter. I don't think I need to show the ghost quarter. Like maybe they fetch their basic forest here or something. They didn't fetch their basic forest. Time walk. Oh, Narset. Sure. Assassin's Trophy off their Narset. That's a good one. A little late though. All right, can I win this turn? I don't think so. Um, I think I'm interested in playing a post-combat second Golos for another Saga. So I think I have to use my Ancient Tomb here. And then this can just be key, right? In case they jump with this Collector Roof, then I have unblockable on the next turn. Or I could Needle Narset and attack all face. We know they have an Assassin's Trophy already. Yeah, we could Golos Tabernacle after. Definitely something we could do. But I don't feel like it's what I'm going to do. I have Needle or Key here. There's like some upside to Key, because at some point if they block with this Collector Roof, like I could play a Key here, attack Narset with my Golos, and construct at them. If they don't block with Collector Roof, then they're dead to... No, I guess then they will just Assassin's Trophy 1 and double chump. So I could just Needle Narset. Could Needle Deathrite Shaman. Kind of an interesting one, actually. I don't like that line. Am I attacking all on them? I think it's kind of a free attack on Narset. I don't think they're going to chump it with a Collector Oof. Yeah, I'm going to attack Golos at Narset, construct at them. Then post-combat, I'm going to play a Tolarian and get something off my Golos. And I'm going to Ghost Quarter their Underground Sea. Probably a Saga. Okay, that got forced, pitching Oko. So it means they have just an Assassin's Trophy, and they're not going to be able to cast it after I Ghost Quarter them. And I'm going to do it now. All right. They have a Needled Deathrite, an Oof, and an Assassin's Trophy in hand, and they have lethal on the table. I have lethal on the table. They did draw something they can cast. Is it a Tarmogoyf? Another Oof. Okay. Maybe I should have untapped my vault there. I can still die to Vigor, I guess. Though they would just be jumping on the Golos, so it'd probably be fine. Okay. One last one on the draw versus Bug for top 8. Let's see what we can do. Again, I think I like my board plan. Just get rid of these cards and just battle and hope they don't have the Vigors. Yo, thanks, Passion. So yeah, one last game for top 8. I mean, you can not like 3-ball on the draw, but like, what do you want? None of these cards are good. I think there's something to be said about being able to Inventor's Fair for 3-ball later in the game. I think there's like definitely like situations where 3-ball is fine. Like anything where my opponent doesn't play a Deathrite on turn 1. No, we got Vigored a couple times since I said that. Maybe a Lantern's still better though. It's possible. I guess the only thing where Trinisphere would be good is if my opponent leads with land go and I go workshop 3-ball and then they don't have a wasteland. Yeah, it kind of seemed pretty narrow. All right, sure, I'm down. Let's try it. Congrats on your top 8 BCS. You're also the only player to vanquish me today so far. I'm probably not in a great spot here. This seems like a mulligan to me. No, I absolutely do not like playing workshop decks. It's not my thing, but I wanted to do some learning today, so we've done some learning today. I think this is a mulligan. I guess theoretically I could go like Ghost Quarter Relic on turn 1. And then play a turn 2 Lodestone. This hand just seems bad to me, though. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this hand. I mean, if I draw any extra source land... so bad, though. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I don't really believe that this has the tools I need to win the game. Well, this one certainly doesn't have the tools I need to win the game. Well, maybe it does. Hold on. Maybe this is fine, actually. I just bottom this bridge, and I play like Revoker or Chalice, and I hope to draw mana. But like if I draw mana, it's pretty good. Though every time I've hoped to draw mana on this tournament, I've drawn 0 mana in the top 7. Yeah, I am already on 6. My opponent is currently on 6 as well. This is a risky hand for sure. But I think this is in the range of keeps on a Multa 6 on the draw. Definitely wouldn't keep this on the play. I would snap off a mulligan on the play. I think I'm going to keep this hand. They went to 5. I'm keeping this hand, and I'm going to just bottom this bridge because I think there's a very good chance I just get locked out from being able to use the bridge. So, all right, let's battle. Yep, I agree. I mean, this hand's also going to die to Force of Vigor, right? But all my hands die to Force of Vigor. Hey, Tsubasa Cat. How do you ever beat a Force of Vigor? I haven't really figured that one out yet. Did you end up top 8ing, by the way? I didn't look. Inara, Miharu, Murky Black, Rixen, BCS. Oh, there's a lot more 4-2s than I thought. I didn't think this was going to be this many 4-2s. It'll be interesting. Where'd my game go? Magic Online? Hello? No, I lost the second pop-up entirely. My second pop-up just went away. I don't know where the fuck it went. Oh, there it is. Okay, my opponent kept their 5-card hand and went Underground Sea Go. And I untapped and drew Time Vault again. Alright, I'm just gonna Chalice on 1. I think it's better than playing a Revoker. Could be wrong, though. I didn't get Collector Roofed, which was good. Alright, didn't get... Not like this. Not like this. Oh, yeah, for sure. Land? Me. No, it's not a name Misty Angle. Oh my god, they haven't drawn one either. Oh, thank you. Does it resolve? No, that one got forced. Pitching Oko. They missed again. Yeah, one forest for sure. I'm gonna play another Crucible. Not that I can play any of these other cards anyways. So what's the best time to go, I guess, on my turn so that I can actually Ghost Quarter? So I would Ghost Quarter. So that would give them an opportunity to Assassin's Trophy, right? So they could Assassin's Trophy, but they would still lose their lands. Well, no, I couldn't. Yeah, I should be able to replay my Ghost Quarter before they get priority. So I'm pretty sure on my turn, I can just Ghost Quarter, replay my Ghost Quarter, and then give them end step priority to do anything what they can with the mana. And then on their, if they don't do anything, then on their upkeep, I'll hit them with the 2 Ghost Quarters. I would lose all my lands, but I would put them on 0 lands. So that's definitely worth. Yeah, that vibes. All right, so I have 3 unplayable cards in my hand, but I do have the clock, 3 turns of attacking, and I have an active Ghost Quarter loop with Crucible. No, as long as I do it during my main phase, I should be able to get my Ghost Quarter back no matter what. Okay, sorry, 2 unplayables and 1 useless. I'm sorry, I didn't make that distinction, Falcon Eye. My bad, my bad. Just draw Wasteland. That would also be viable, but not as good, I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe I would just Wasteland them and just leave them with 1 blue, and then next turn get rid of it. All right. So let's assume they have a Vigor. When would they cast Vigor, and what would they cast Vigor on? They would cast Vigor on my Crucible in my upkeep, right? Crucible and Chalice, or Crucible and Revoker, maybe? All right, they didn't have it, and I didn't draw anything. So I'm going to attack first. And then I'm going to, in second main, do the Ghost Quarter thing. What? Ah, okay. I didn't see this coming. Okay, interesting. All right, so they have access to Assassin's Trophy. Is it still worth it? I think I'm supposed to play my second Crucible instead. Well, I don't have a backup Crucible if I use all my mana. So I kind of think I'm actually supposed to play second Crucible instead. If I go Ghost Quarter, play a Ghost Quarter, and they Assassin's Trophy my Crucible, then I guess I could play my second Crucible, but I wouldn't know until end step, right? So I would probably try to Ghost Quarter them twice, and then they would Assassin's Trophy my Crucible, and I would be out of lands. I understand that. I'm saying if they don't Assassin's Trophy my Crucible right away, and I hit them on all of the things... I guess I'm gonna play a Ghost Quarter and go to end step. And then I'm gonna double Ghost Quarter them. They can't have second Vigor. That's impossible, right? There's no way they can have 2 Vigors. I guess I need to play faster, though, because I no longer have a clock. I'm more worried about getting Assassin's Trophy than anything else here. Yeah, they have Vigor. This is exactly what I was worried about happening and why I wanted to play Crucible, but maybe it's still fine because I have so many outs to play and I have mana. That's a fucking great draw. Misty. That is not a great draw, I guess. I should probably still play it. In case they play a Collector Roof. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I don't have any time, so I'll try. I assume this is a Collector Roof and I lose, right? Yeah, I assume this is Collector Roof and we lose. Because we can't get Vault Key, we lose our mana, we would have to draw a Workshop. Yeah, we lose. Nope. Didn't get there. I think this. Oh, I shouldn't have. I should have just played second Crucible. I should have just. That was my gut instinct, was play second Crucible. Can I play this? Doesn't do it. It lets me draw Ancient Tomb. Well, now I look like an idiot. Yeah, I guess I'm an idiot. What can I say? Shouldn't have played that. Yeah, I agree. I should have held Saga. I'm just trying to make plays quickly. That's a good draw. It's just, do they have Force of Will, I guess? Does any of this matter? I think so. That resolves. Okay, well, now I have Sagas and Wastelands in my graveyard here. I'm pretty sure the play is just Coast Quarter. Oh, I have to win in time, too. I have to do the Manifold Key in time. I'm gonna hold this as my way to win. I'm not gonna. Oh, no, I'm not gonna play it. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this yet. All right, we win. I should do this now, probably. Oh, I needed to do that not during my turn, because now I can get Vigored. That was really bad. But I think I still win with just Saga tokens. I should have done this on their turn. There was no reason to do it on my turn. I would have gotten an extra turn. Yep. They hit my Crucible, and they hit my Time Vault, and I lost my Revoker, but I still have a Saga, so as long as they don't draw Wasteland. Let's go! Hell yeah. Look at the range! Nice. SO63 made it in. Oh, Subasic at a 9. Karate at 10. DM at 4. Jeez. Wild. I actually had the worst. Yeah, I had the worst breakers too. I would not have breakered in 0% to breaker in there. Oh baby. Okay, welcome back. Top 8 Vintage Challenge. We're playing against Murky Black. Murky Black usually is on some kind of blue deck, but most recently has been on PO Tinker, Days Undoing, Breacher stuff. It's a tough matchup for Golos. So if that is the case, it's gonna be a hard battle here. Welcome everyone from Doomwake's channel. Hope you had a good time playing Modern or Legacy or whatever Doomwake was up to today. Right now we're in the top 8 of the Vintage Challenge. We're playing Golos Mishra's Workshop deck. Let's begin. I've got Crucible Wasteland lock. Not typically the strongest lock against PO, but it has gotten better recently because they play Saga. I'm not 100% sure this is a keepable hand, though. I kind of think if I expect my opponent to be on PO, I shouldn't be keeping this hand. I haven't seen any Bizarre today. I'm going to mulligan this hand because I really want to see a hand that has a sphere. So I'm going to mulligan this. This one does not have a sphere. And it only has like Wasteland Jet Revoker, untap Golos. I don't know if I want to go to 5. This hand I think might be worse than the first hand. Maybe not. If I do keep this hand, am I going to bottom a Golos? Or am I going to keep both Golos and bottom a Wasteland? I don't really like this keep, but I am going to keep it. My opponent mulligan to 5. I'm going to go Strip Mine Jet, Revoker on Black Lotus. And then we can untap and go Workshop Golos. If it gets countered, we can go another Golos. Sarah's Emissary is played in Vintage as an Oath target, post-board against certain decks. I think I would rather have access to 2 Goloses than a Wasteland because I want to be able to play through a Force of Will. Was my logic anyways. Lotus hits the widest range of things. I think it's just the best blind name here. Let's see what my opponent's got for us. Snow-covered island, sapphire, bauble. Interesting. Maybe they're on 8 cast. Yikes. Pretty good one. We do have main deck Kate for that. All right. Well, my opponent did not have a Force of Will, but they do have looping Emeries to draw 2 cards every turn. If we can find like a Revoker or something for Emery and top, there's obviously something to be seen here. Okay. So I got exactly what I wanted. The problem is, if I wanted to go Workshop, Revoker, Strip Mine, maybe I don't need to Strip Mine. Maybe I can just go Workshop, Revoker on Emery. I kind of want to Strip Mine, though. I also want to get, like, a Saga off of Golos. I mean, they're not going to block, but yeah, you're right. Attack first is right. I'm not 100% sure on my best line here. I don't think they're going to trade, chat. I think my best line might be Revoke Emery and not Strip Mine, which is actually really, really weird. I don't think I'm allowed to use this Strip Mine and then miss and not be able to play Golos next turn. I think that would be too much of a detriment to myself, and I also feel like their one island is not providing them with a ton of action. I might need to do some math on like a Thought Cast or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can Thought Cast. It would stop them theoretically from being able to play a Thought Monitor. 3, 4, 7. No, Thought Monitor's 8, right? No, Thought Monitor's 7. I'm gonna hold. I think it's more important I cast a Golos next turn. Unfortunately, I could have chosen to keep only 1 Golos and a Wasteland, which would have been superior here. I would have been able to Wasteland. I mean, I would have been able to Strip Mine, and then I would still be able to play Golos on the next turn. I didn't really expect my opponent to have no Force of Will, so... So my opponent didn't see anything good in their top card, so that's why they wanted to fetch and do this. So they're basically just on the top of their deck now with a top and a bauble, and we'll have to see if they hit anything worthwhile. Now, if I hit a land drop, I can Strip Mine one of these and play a Golos. They can draw an extra card if they want, but they'll probably keep this in play so that they can play their Thoughtcast and their Thought Monitors. That's an interesting one. That will win me the game in due time. I like that I kept the Strip Mine. Would I attack with both? No, I'm only going to attack with the Black Lotus one. I don't really want them to have like another Emery on top that is enabled by this. And then this should resolve and give me a Saga, which gives me a way to win in a couple turns, actually. I think this is Saga without a doubt. I feel like we just always fetch Saga. There's a chance that next turn we Strip Mine and we don't use the Saga to make a thing, because that would let us... Uh-oh. Okay, so they're going to go deeper. I like the look of this, but I don't really have any restrictive pieces right now. So they kind of have free reign if they were to find some kind of like chain of thought casts and stuff. One, two, three. Oh, Devin was playing Legacy. That's dope. Well, Devin was playing Legacy and Modern. And played Rhinos in both formats? Wow. That's so cool. Legacy Rhinos. I want to look at that real quick while this guy's spinning their top. That's oh, Elvish Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide. I mean, you're a little weak to Flusterstorms post board, right? But interesting. Uro, interesting. All right, so what did my opponent end up doing here? They just cast a bobble? Sure. All right. So not next turn, but the turn after, we can go for Vault Key. There's a decent chance that I'm supposed to play Time Vault this turn when it's less likely for my opponent to have Force of Will. My opponent has seen my Time Vault now, so they know about it. I'm going to play that Time Vault now then. Well, I'm going to attack first. All right, now I think it's fine for me to attack with this Revoker. Because I think if they're going to play an Emery next turn, that's fine with me. They're just going to save as much life as possible. So we're attacking on 2 accesses pretty well here. Opponent's at 11. We've got about lethal damage in play. And we're going to have... They're also going to need to have a force. So unless my opponent assembles their own Vault Key combo here, we should do pretty well. I think that's my biggest way to lose this game, is my opponent assembles their own Vault Key, or maybe they find Tinker, and for some reason they have like Force and Tinker. But we're looking okay. I don't hate this. All right, so yeah, I probably should have Wastelanded in the middle of that so they can't negate me here. Whoops. That was a mistake. All right, I am going to strip mine them. So they are going to be able to Tinker me. There's nothing I can do about this, right? So do we just die to Citadel? I don't know what's in their deck. Yeah, they have Citadel. This will be interesting. They've got 11 life and a Citadel. That's why they save the most life as possible with that block. I mean, they're just activating top now, but I am going to strip mine them, yes. I don't think Citadel is like super good inside of the 8 cast deck, so there's a chance. Like they have four Force of Will, 4 Thought Casts, 4 Thought Monitor, 2, or like there's a lot of things that can go badly for them. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely strip mining them. I haven't decided when exactly. I don't think it matters too much, but yeah, I mean, cutting them off of mana, certainly a reasonable choice. The good part is I have a lethal attackers and I have a lethal key combo. They only have 11 life to work with here. Saga, sure. All right, they have no land drops to give now. Their best thing is like Time Walk, right? That's their best card. I think this is the worst deck at utilizing Citadel. Maybe Dom's deck is a little bit worse. It's possible. When I played 8 cast, I did not play Citadel in my deck. Okay. This does stop them from losing on the ground, but doesn't stop them from losing via vault key. They have to have like Time Walk in their hand right now to cast off of Construct Saga. Okay. They still have the ability to play Time Walk. They didn't draw Time Walk, so I don't think there's any reasonable way they can stop me. Do they play a main deck Hercules? I don't think they play a main deck Hercules. I could draw my key, I guess. That would be a way. Ooh, wow. All right, okay. All right, so this is a matchup for my 4 null rods, if I've ever seen one. I will bring in 4 null rod and 2 mind break trap. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my cage. And then I'm going to take out Vault, Key, Relic. What the hell else? What else do I take out here? Good God. You think this is a good matchup for me? That's interesting. I wouldn't put this under good matchups. I already took out Needle, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. 3 more cards. Tabernacle, maybe? Fog is not in my main deck, so Fog can't go. Mana Vault, maybe? Vault Key was fantastic in exactly that game. Yeah, No Rod is definitely a very good card against my opponent's deck. But they're still a Hercules Recall deck, Bart, right? I would put most Hercules Recall combo decks to be good against shops, right? In my mind, anyways. Maybe like Mystic Forge. Needle is good on exactly Emery and maybe like Ariza or something, but I don't know if Emery is the avenue where we're trying to restrict our opponent. I don't know if I really care. They have some creatures. Yeah, this is true. I don't know. Yeah, I'm aware of the cards that are in their deck that have activated abilities. I get that, chat. I get that there are cards that have activated abilities. It's possible the Crucible Worlds plan is like not super good in this matchup is something that I think I'm considering. Is Trap that good? I think it's worth playing Trap, yeah. Yeah, I mean, No Rod is by far our best card in the matchup, for sure. No one will dispute that one, I hope. Sure hope. Yeah, I guess this is a cute. One. A 1. A 1. Not once. Saga. Interesting. A 2. That's it, I guess. That's pretty good. They had the force. What? No, really? Uh-oh. 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 All right, I have to beat 2 6/6 constructs. And I probably have to revoke Manifold Key at some point as well. I think I need to... God. I need to go Golos and get a Saga this turn. I think that's the way. I think that is the way. Nah, I don't have Tabernacle in my deck anymore. Not a chance. Revoker is a non-land card. Nope, I think Saga's better. I don't think Crucible does, like, Crucible Wasteland is the plan. I think Crucible Saga is the plan. Yeah. 8 cast. Oh. I don't think they were supposed to sack Bobble. I agree with that. I don't think they were supposed to do that. But they just get top here, which is pretty good. Their hand lined up really well against Mindbreak Trap, which is unfortunate. But I also think they played around Mindbreak Trap because it seems like they held Opal. They held something, that's for sure. So I get hit for 5 or 6, and then I get to play Cage and Revoker, and I get to revoke Manifold Key, so they can't make unblockables, and I make a 4/4. I think this is holdable. I haven't done the math out, because I don't really feel like it, but I think this is holdable. I knew Wasteland wasn't going to get the job done here. The fuck is this? They're just going to name Saga? Well, I didn't really calculate that far ahead. It's a play. I'm surprised they kept in. I guess they kind of need Needle for Wasteland. Ooh. Now what is my plan? I don't know. Karn for bridge? Feel like Karn for bridge is my only avenue now. Just kind of a hard one to achieve. Okay. Well, at the very least, we need to get a revoker on this needle, on this key. The very least, we need a revoker on this key. And we're gonna need, we can jump block with a token this, a Golos this turn, which just gets another Golos, but we will need an additional blocker at some point. And then I can still play Cage. I don't think I want to take 2 damage. So, yeah. We'll do that. And then we'll chump with the Golos. Play a new Golos. They drew something good? Jeez. Alright. Opponent. Mercy. If I had Tabernacle, I could Tabernacle Wasteland, huh? Maybe I should keep Tabernacle in. Well, I guess I couldn't against Urza. So maybe it didn't actually matter. Never mind. Well, I mean, I'm taking out these Mindbreak Traps on the draw, so maybe that's something that I can choose to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to take these Mindbreak Traps out. Like, there's a lot of hands where my opponent does Mindbreak Trap things. I don't actually want to take out my Mindbreak Traps, to be perfectly honest. All right. That needle was pretty brutal. It's probably better than like a Ghost Quarter. Maybe it's just better than like having a million Crucibles against my opponent's deck that doesn't really care about lands that much. I mean, it cares about lands if they get null rotted. I think having the Tabernacle is good utility, though. All right, I like this. We can have so many good 7s on the play. We have so many good 7s on the play. We have null rods and Karns and chalices. I'm gonna get baited by this. I'm gonna get baited by this. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I don't think it does the thing we want to do. The thing we want to do is null rod them, not play a Mystic Forge on turn 1. And I straight fold to force. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this hand. This is what we want to do, but I drew 0 workshops, so fuck. The idea is to play the null rod before they play the Urza. You can still use the Urza. All right, 5. This hand sucks. Why do I have all these shit hands? I feel like we drew suboptimally here. I don't know why. I could have used the Inventor's Fair there. I mean, they kept a 7. We're probably very dead. We kind of wanted our second hand, but with just a workshop or 2 workshops, like a workshop and a mox or something. All right, well, we got a sphere, which is nice, but we'll see what happens. They can just really go like land, mox, 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 mox. Only 1 mox. That's not bad for me. Revoke your jet. Or force my revoker. That works too. Yep. Force pitching Mind Break Trap. Wow. All right, well, I have a Saga, I guess. So I technically could search for a Null Rod next turn.
My man has RANGE.
Thanks for the support, Eric. I'm so fucked. They have 1 card left in their hand? I feel like we're just going to get tinkered, right? I need Null Rod. Maybe we're just supposed to play fair and then Null Rod. Then we like completely don't use our Saga, though. That kind of seems bad. Well, I can't play that one, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. All right. Well, I don't have to make this decision now, but I have the ability to either fair or Saga. I don't think it will matter if they have a Tinker, though. They have their own Saga. Is this where we wait, I took Needle out, didn't I? Fuck. Maybe we should be keeping Needle in this matchup. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, you're right. I don't have Metalcraft. Hilarious. Okay, never mind. I don't know if I've ever remembered that this card has Metalcraft. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest. I also don't know if it's going to be good enough at this point, but we'll see. Raw. So I can make a construct. No, I can't do that. Make a construct, get a Lotus. I can't Null Rod after. I would need 3 mana. I could choose not to get a construct and then Null Rod them. But then I'm still losing to their Saga, aren't I? The worst part is if I do Saga, well, I can't EOT because I didn't have Metalcraft. Even if I get a Lotus, I can't actually play this Golos, which is problematic. I'm probably still supposed to get a Lotus and use Inventor's Fair. I don't have a Needle in my deck. We went over this. I don't have a Needle in my deck. Seems like it might have been a mistake. I agree. I really didn't think that needling their Saga would be a big deal. I feel like I just needed to draw Null Rods earlier. I don't think like not having Needle in my deck is a bad game plan, but Getting Soul Ring doesn't do anything. What are you talking about? All right, they're afraid of my needle, but I don't have a needle. I am gonna get a Soul Ring because I want to play a 3-ball and be able to attack. But all right. What if you just needle it? Have you considered that? Do you have end of turn Hercules recall? All right, well, it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing we did mattered. Never mind, chat. Nothing we did mattered. Nothing mattered. All right. That's a good way to go out. To be fair, losing to her to a Hercules recall deck as a shops player makes a lot of sense. So. Bridge is in my sideboard, chat. I didn't bring in Bridge. It's a GG. It's a big old GG. If only my deck could play Dress Down and kill these constructs. Unlucky, really. Is this getting forced too? All right, whatever. I had no shot. I had no shot, chat. There was a 0% chance. I needed to keep a 7 that had a null rod. That's what this game came down to. I had to keep a 7 that had 2 null rods. Unlucky. I don't know how you can think this matchup is good. It looks pretty abysmal to me. I get null rod. Maybe it's just because I'm not drawing null rod. Maybe that's the reason. All right. That is it. That is it. So recap. No, yeah, definitely none of our lines beat Hercules Force. That is true. Yeah, it was nice. I think this deck is super playable, and if this deck fits your style, by all means, go for it. I think we played pretty well overall today. We made a lot of really strong plays that let us win games that we probably shouldn't have been winning, which is a great feeling. It's always good when you're like rewarded for making strong choices. Yeah, I think in the end of the day, this is definitely one of the better decks in the format. I think what I would do is I would just go back to normal. I would cut this Time Vault. I would cut this Manifold Key. I would add the Ghost Quarter back in, and I still don't like putting the Null Rod in the main. I would rather you play like a Spyglass or something. I really don't like having a Null Rod in the main. I think you only want it in those matchups. So I think I would play something like this. This looks fine to me. If I were to make changes. Yeah, I just don't like. We did have one game where the Vault Key was very good, but I just don't think in general it's a strong choice. You just don't have enough ways to find your Time Vault. It's the biggest problem with playing the Time Vault combo in shops. There's tons of ways you can untap your Time Vault. Like you can play Mirage Mirror and Saga for Key, all kinds of crazy stuff. But in the end, you just can't find a Time Vault efficiently. So it's probably not a great choice. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to add to this deck. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. It was a good time, and I hope you appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more vintage action in the future.